Hello, I'm Gaynor from Fitfish, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about what exactly is the difference between cravings and emotional eating, and why does it make a difference? Do you ever feel like you've been good, but then you just blow it? Or you're thinking about food all the time, you can't get it off your mind, you can't rest until you've had finished off what's in the cupboard? Is it on your mind all the time? You think about it all the time? Does it interfere with other areas of your life? Do you want to know what's going on and actually sort it out? And that's why it can be helpful to differentiate between emotional eating and cravings, because if you know what the problem is, then you can deal with it. But if you don't know what the problem is, then it's harder to deal with. So, what's the difference between cravings and emotional eating? Well, cravings are physiological urges, so physical urges. I find it easiest to think about thirst actually. So, if you're thirsty, you want a drink, and actually, you're not after a specific drink. If I was after a specific drink, so say I wanted a coffee, or I wanted a Diet Coke, or I wanted a Fanta, or if that was the craving, then it wouldn't so much be a physical or physiological urge. If you're having a physical urge, then you just want something to satisfy that urge. You don't particularly mind so much what it is, like a Fanta or water or milk. If you're really, really thirsty, they'll do the job. You might prefer water for obvious reasons, but actually, if you're really thirsty, to go for anything. So, when you're having a craving, a food craving, if you're trying to get a certain type of food, then perhaps it isn't so much of a craving. A craving is when actually you'd be satisfied with your next meal or your next snack, or something in the broad category of something sweet or something savory. That's a kind of craving. It comes about a bit more slowly, and usually once you've had the water or had the item of food, you are satisfied and you can move forward. Sometimes there's some blurred lines, so it could be affected by the sugar cycle. So the sugar cycle, if you have consumed some sugar, usually quite a lot of sugar, then you reach a peak in your blood sugar levels, and then insulin is released and it's brought down, but then you might feel like you have a bit of an energy crash, and then you're craving sugary foods to get your blood sugar a bit higher again. So that is a craving, but it's probably brought about by emotionally eating as well. So there's a little bit of an overlap there, but cravings is usually something like thirst, hunger, maybe something to do with your hormones, where you're craving a certain something, a certain vitamin or a mineral, or in pregnancy when you feel like you need a certain thing to meet a certain need. So it's gradual. You're satisfied when you've had it, and you don't feel any kind of guilt. Whereas emotional eating will probably come on quite quickly, quite suddenly, and you'll want a specific thing. You won't be satisfied by just having, that bowl of vegetables that's still in the fridge or something like that. You want a specific thing. You want that chocolate bar. You want those crisps. You want something sugary and starchy and carby. Those are usually the kind of things that we crave. And there will be an element of guilt around it, possibly, when you're eating, and you won't be satisfied, and you'll be searching for more things, and it will come on quite quickly. So those are the main differences: physiological urges and emotional urges. So the way that we need to respond to them and deal with them is different. If you find you're getting a lot of physiological urges, you're not so much minding what you're eating. It just has to be in a broad category. Like you might feel like after dinner you need a certain something sweet or something like that, then it's best to make sure that your diet is broad, has a wide range of everything in it, lots of whole foods to keep you satisfied, so you don't get those dips, highs and lows in your blood sugar, but you don't suddenly feel like you're lacking something. So with water, try and make sure you're hydrated throughout the day. And with food, make sure you have that good solid balance. So that would mean making sure that you eat complex carbohydrates found in fruit and vegetables and whole grains, proteins, and healthy fats to keep you full and satiated so that you're not going to experience those physical kind of cravings. And with emotional eating, it's a bit trickier. There's lots of reasons why we emotionally eat. Sorry, my microphone keeps falling off. So it could be that you're experiencing negative emotion eating, where maybe you're feeling sad or lonely or angry and you reach to food to fill that gap. You might experience reward eating, where you believe that you deserve something, so you're going to have it because you deserve it. Or you might be experiencing harmony eating, where you don't want to let other people down, so you eat to create harmony. And there's other kinds of emotional eating as well. So with emotional eating, it's best to look at it in two ways, really. We want to meet the original need. We want to see what's really going on and look at the root, because it's pointless just putting sticking plasters over. We don't want any quick fixes here. We want to see what's really going on and satisfying the root need in other ways. But also we need to take some responsibility, bring the adult into the room and recognise what we really, really want, bigger picture. And that usually involves making some decisions in advance and setting yourself up in the best way. So making sure that your environment is helpful, making sure that you haven't got an abundance of food that you know that you will eat emotionally in the house. Those kind of things can help you. And working on your reasoning and your motivations why really you don't want to be doing this, so that you don't react like a toddler when something emotional happens to you. So with cravings, it's more about looking at the broadness of your diet to make sure you're having a whole variety of foods. With emotional eating, it's about looking at why you're doing it, working out why, satisfying that root need, but also taking a bit step back, being an adult and deciding what you really, really want. But please don't think that you can't be emotional and that you can't go through the emotions, because part of what you're doing when you're eating emotionally is to try and cover that up. But actually, it's really good to deal with our emotions and let them happen. If you're interested, I've got an emotional eating quiz. So if you just type quiz in the comments or send me a message, say quiz, I'll send you the link. We've also got an end emotional eating mini course, which you can do in your own time, 6 videos, 6 modules, some worksheets and Bible studies to go through. If you're interested in that, you can write course in the comments or send me a message and write course. So like this video if you liked it, write one food that you tend to either crave or emotionally eat, and also let me know, do you think you crave or do you think you emotionally eat? Take care and speak to you all soon. Bye bye.